feels like the fans are on the court with you. And the atmosphere here, it's an incredible place to play basketball. It's the one school where you go and they live and die by the women's basketball team.
Let's go Huskies! Let's go Huskies!
Connecticut saw me play at a tournament in Washington. I had just come back from China and my dad said, hey, you want to come play with your friends? I'm like, sure, it's fun.
There had been somebody who told me about her, and we heard that she was playing at that tournament, so I went over to watch part of the game, and after the first 3 minutes I got up and left, and the person that told me about her came over like, you didn't like her? And I said, no, I have to call Coach Auriemma right now because we need to start recruiting her.
They saw me play and they were like, hey, we would love to, talk to you, all this other stuff. And I'm like, I already have 5 schools. Like, you're not one of them. But my parents said, it's Connecticut, so if you really have to give them a chance, because look what they've done, look at the banners, look at the people that they've kind of recruited. I remember after my first phone call with Coach Auriemma, I said to my mom, I was like, I think they called the wrong person. Like, I'm not sure this is who they wanted to talk to. And she said, well, I don't think they call people for fun. Like, they call the people they genuinely want to come to their school.
It didn't matter if she went to UConn and every other All-American went. These McDonald's All-Americans flooded the recruiting class. She was confident enough to think that she could go in there, that she could play, that she could contribute, and that she could win a national championship.
The first thing that I noticed was that she picked up things really quickly and she worked really hard. And if you can do those 2 things, you can play here and you can be really good if you have the appropriate level of talent and competitiveness.
We played a couple games and Coach called me into his office and he was like, I'm going to start you until you prove me otherwise. And I was like, okay. But I knew that the one thing that I could do all the time was play defense because it required nothing but really effort. So I said to myself, you're going to come here, you're going to work hard, and then just see what happens from there.
On a team like UConn, where there's only one basketball, and everybody's an All-American, everybody's come from a team that they've scored, it's hard to make sure you get your shots up, but I think for her it's important that she shows people this year that, she can be an elite scorer also.
We welcome you to Gamble Pavilion in Storrs for the home opener for the 11-time national champion UConn women, as tonight their journey through the Pac-12 continues as the Huskies take on the Bears of California. Nurse a 3. That's good. I'm not sure what it is about this place, but Kia Nurse loves to shoot here. Nurse was 1 for 8 from the field on Sunday, 0 for 1 from 3. She's 2 for 2 tonight, 15-6. Here's a pass deflected by Dangerfield, stolen beautiful over the shoulder pass to Kia Nurse, who lays it in. 82-47 the final. California takes the fourth, 20-15, but that's the starters in. Well, the Huskies did their damage in the first 3 periods of play.
Because she works so hard on the defensive end, she's able to get in and still know where her man is and get back. So we use Kia for so many things anymore, It's good to have Kia and Gabby as seniors.
She's really taken me under her wing. Just her intensity level is something I try to base myself off of, really. And just listening to her, she has a lot of experience and she's smart. Her IQ is really great, so I'm just trying to listen to her as much as I can.
Trying to deny William the ball, so Dillingham will bring it up with 8. Dillingham spins on the left side of the floor. Top of the key. Goes right with 5. Gives it to William. William goes down the middle. William for the win! Yes! Ball game over. Streak over. Season over. Mississippi State at the buzzer wins it.
Your senior season, last season ended in heartbreak. Obviously in that semifinal, take us through those last 30 seconds.
No, someone just asked me that question. I was like, why do I have to answer this? Yeah, I mean, the time was winding down, and I know for me personally, as someone who had technically been in that situation before, just in terms of being to the Final Four and playing a lot of minutes in it, it was my job to kind of remain calm and kind of collected at that point. But you know what, we had a plan. We said, switch all the screens, try and keep the ball in front of us, and we did, and then she made a tough shot. and that's how it ended. That was the end of the season. You can't change it once the buzzer goes off. And it was just kind of move on from there, essentially get better individually and collectively from what you learn from this.
They had a great run. At some point, that run needed to end. But once again, it gets back to how, not only is, how's UConn going to respond, how's Kia going to respond this year, going into her draft year? How is she going to respond? What is she going to do to get better to make sure that that doesn't happen again, to make sure when she leaves a three-time NCAA champion.
It's game 3 of the regular season for the #1 ranked team in the country, the UConn women, as they are ready to go west for 3 games. But first up, a home date at the XL Center against the Terrapins of the University of Maryland. Steven gets the rebound out to Nurse for a 3 from the right, ring it up. Somebody left Kia Nurse wide open in the right corner. She makes her 4th 3, and the Huskies with a 32-11 lead after 1. Espinoza Hunter up top for Gabby Williams with a minute to go in the 3rd. It's 70-36. Here's Nurse, thought of a pick and pop 3, dribbles out to Williams, out up top, Kyer for 3, that's good. Long bounce pass, Nurse caught it, bobbles it, gives it right back to Gabby with purpose, and she scores. Boy, I'll tell you what, Nurse and Walker did everything to keep that ball alive to get Gabby the hoop. 97-72 will be your final this afternoon in Hartford. Geno Auriemma making his way to shake hands with Brenda Freeze. And that's a final this afternoon here at the XL Center as the Huskies pick up their 3rd consecutive win to start the season here at the XL Center.
Kia is very geared to using basketball as a platform to help women.
It's exciting for me as a sister. It's exciting for me as a female who played basketball in this country. I think that's something that we all need to look at, that this in Kia is not just a one-time thing. It's not just something that's cool for me because I'm related to her. Like, this is a really big step in development in basketball in this nation.
There's so many benefits to sports beyond whether you win a championship, whether you lose, whether you get a scholarship. But the teamwork, the cooperation, the communication skills, all of that stuff, I want them to understand that that's something that they can develop through just playing sports on the streets.
It was pretty impressive what some of these young women are able to do. The platform she's going to have from being at Connecticut, whether basketball or not, or Basketball Canada, she'll be able to use it for the greater good, I would like to say.
I am beyond excited about coming back to Toronto and having a homecoming game there.
Kia just really deserves this moment, and so I think we're all really excited to share in it with her.
I came from Hamilton, I didn't go to a prep school, and I made it here. And I'm still making it here in my 4th year. And I think that's something that there's a lot to be said about that. That in Canada, that people are finding us, people are looking for athletes coming out of there with straight talent. So to be able to do that, to be able to play in front of a bunch of young athletes, especially the young female athletes, and make sure that they know you got it if you want it, just go fight for it.